So I've been seeing on social media the last couple of days a lot of outrage that the media didn't cover the Million Man March. Didn't get a million men, but a couple, 100,000 people, whatever, showed up, to my knowledge, peacefully. No violence, no terrible arrests or anything like that, which is a good thing. I think anytime you have large demonstrations of peaceful protests, I think that's a good thing. Problem with that is, the reason that it didn't get any media coverage is in the same reason that the KKK rallies don't get any media coverage. Louis Farrakhan, one of the most racist human beings alive. Yeah, I said it, racist. Problem with calling for black unity while condemning white unity or Hispanic unity or Asian unity is it causes what's called a double standard. See, we're all Americans. It doesn't fucking matter what color you are, what sexual orientation you are. None of that shit matters. At least not to this guy. But here's the deal. If you want to talk about justice or else, which, by the way, sounds like a terrorist threat, let's talk about justice. Let's talk about cleaning up our own community, since this current administration is so dead set on dividing America into different communities, black communities, white communities, Jewish communities, whatever. That's his mission, to divide and conquer. Most of you sheep are too fucking stupid to see it, so let's go with it for a few minutes. You want to know why the media covers black riots and looting 24/7, 365 while it's happening, and not white riots? Because the white ones don't happen. Is it a broken justice system? Yeah, our system's kind of broken. No question about it. Is there a disproportionate number of African Americans in prisons versus whites and other races? Probably. Statistics don't lie. I think something like 58-60% of all inmates are black. Yeah, so that could be some truth to that. I'm sure not every one of them is guilty of the crime that they're committed, just like every white person isn't guilty of the crime they've been accused of. Just like every police officer isn't racist, just like every... I can go on and on with that bullshit, but I'm going to stop right there. The problem is, Louis Farrakhan is an openly racist individual. And you can't promote unity and lack of racism by being a racist. It doesn't work that way. See, the problem with the Black Lives Matter movement is you're celebrating criminals when there's lots of legitimate instances which should matter that don't. Let's take, for example, Chicago, Barack Obama's old stomping grounds. Chicago is a war zone. Let's take Ferguson, Missouri, where Mike Brown died. See, now, here's the tragedy in all that. A human being lost his life. We just may have different agreements as to whether or not when he lost his life. Scientifically, he lost his life when he chose to attack a police officer, tried to take his gun, and got shot. Really, his life ended when he decided to break the law and become a career criminal. That's when his life truly ended. But you're going to call me a racist for that, right? Well, go ahead and call me a racist. Mike Brown was a piece of shit who deserved to die. End of story on that. We are the only country in the world that celebrates its criminals and vilifies its law enforcement. We are the only country in the world that fights over petty bullshit. You know, the truth is, if the KKK hold a rally and scream white power, it kind of terrifies people who aren't white. Black people hold a rally and scream black power, it terrifies people who aren't black. You know what terrifies the establishment? When it's Americans, unity. When that black person and that white person buckle up together and fight the fucking power that be. Problem is, there's no leaders to do that anymore. We don't have the leaders. People like Farrakhan and Sharpton, they don't want that. They're working for this piece of shit in the White House. You know, for someone who was there for September 11th, 2001 in New York, watched those buildings go down, I could tell you that wasn't a race thing. That was them against us thing. That was America being attacked. It wasn't white people. It wasn't black people. Believe me, those terrorists didn't give a shit who was in those buildings or planes. At the end of the day, the world does hate America. But they don't hate America because of its black people. They don't hate America because of its white people. They don't hate America because of its Jews or Christians. They hate us because of our freedom. Now, I know that sounds cliched because I know George W., another horrible president, used to spew that bullshit all the time. But it's true. They hate us for our freedom. We have the freedom to be as much of an asshole as we want, as good a person as we want, to practice what religion we want, we have the right to bear arms. We're one of maybe 30 countries in the world that, out of civilized nations, that have that. And yes, we have the right to be racist if we want. Why you'd want to, I have no fucking clue. But you can be. And if there's any black people watching this, trust me, white people do not have a fucking monopoly on racism. All one needs to do is look at Al Sharpton, Louis Farrakhan, Barack Obama, Eric Holder, Loretta Lynch, and see that they are nothing more than the leaders of the black KKK. Because for all the Black Lives Matter bullshit that they spew, tell me something. Did the little girl who got shot in Ferguson, Missouri, while they were celebrating the 1-year anniversary of the death of Michael Brown, did she matter? She was just doing her fucking homework in her living room when a stray bullet went through her house. Wasn't a police officer that fired that gun. Did the tens of thousands of young black men every day slaughtered by other young black men, or maybe not every day, let's call it every year, do they matter? Or is it only when a police officer shoots them? Think to yourself. Really think what bullshit you're spewing. Because you're being fed a line of shit. And if you're too fucking stupid to see it, you're going to keep eating shit. See, the problem is, America's still the land of opportunity. You just got to make your opportunity. Don't let somebody tell you the opportunity is not there. Because it is. Opportunity will always be there. Just go and fucking make it happen. You know, there really ain't nothing to it but to do it. Some people do have to work a little harder than others. I'm not a millionaire. Don't even wish I was. I'm not even a hundredaire. But guess what? I worked my fucking ass off for everything I got. And that's all you gotta do. You'll get there. Don't break the fucking law. Be a good person. And raise your kids right. You'll see this country turn around. All lives matter, right? Let's start acting like it. American unity. That's what I want to see. Brooklyn out.